The analytical dimension of digital political literacy asks us to think critically about the political content we encounter online. Online political messages can appear as news, campaign posts, adverts, videos, memes, comments, or private messages. Some are informative, some are persuasive, and some may be misleading or manipulative. In these sets of videos, we explain the analytical dimension through three basic actions: identify, assess, and control. First, users need to identify the source, the intention, and the possible risk. Second, they need to assess what is being claimed, whether the message is credible, whether the evidence supports the claim, and whether the information is fairly presented. Third, they need to control the risk by verifying, comparing, protecting their data, and sharing responsibly. In this first video, we explain what the analytical dimension is and some reflective questions to ask yourself before sharing content online. If the functional dimension is about knowing how platforms work, the analytical dimension is about knowing how to judge political content critically. The analytical dimension asks users to move beyond simply seeing or reacting to a message. First, users identify possible risks, such as false information, manipulative framing, hidden sponsorship, AI-generated content, or unclear source intent. Then, they assess how serious these risks may be. This means asking what the message is claiming, whether evidence supports that claim, and whether the content could distort their view of a candidate, party, policy issue, an election, or democracy as a whole. Finally, users decide how to respond by checking the source, comparing information, protecting their data, consulting fact-checking sources, or simply not sharing the content. Within a digital environment, users are often asked to react quickly, to like, comment, repost, or share. Analytical literacy asks them to slow down and evaluate the message first. These 5 questions guide this evaluation. First, who is speaking? Is the source visible, credible, and accountable? Second, what is being claimed? What does the author state, and can the claim be clearly identified? Third, what is the risk? Does the content contain false information, deceptive AI, or manipulation techniques? Fourth, how is it framed? What emotion or interpretation is the message trying to encourage? And fifth, what should I do? Think carefully about how to react and whether it's better to verify, ignore, report, discuss carefully, or share the content with additional context.